training? Are you just having her follow some template you've used for the past couple of decades?
We're doing the Medvedev routine that's in that book from 1968.
You can snatch more without straps.
Take all that off and put on a 5 and a 1 1/4 on each end.
There we go. Whew. Nice. Those look much better than the last time.
I know that, but
John, how much are you selling these routines for?
I'm selling them pretty cheap, $1,000.
Come on, Mary. Nice.
Tell you what.
Why?
Good. It's good.
Fucking A.
Did you do that on purpose?
Yes, every single time. That's it. It's on purpose. We're good. We just decided to answer some questions because, or not questions, comments that were left on videos about jumping back, because I think it's, you kind of think it's okay or you don't think it's okay. There's no in between. So we were going to talk about it. Edward's going to talk about the biomechanical side and the experiencing side, because let's be honest, I'm not the only one who does it.
Yeah, I probably have a little bit more of a pronounced jump back than Mary. I don't know why she does it exactly. I don't know if she thinks it's cool or funny or whatnot, but no, in all seriousness, so on some of the comments that we got on our last video, people were asking, is she trying to jump back? Is jumping back good? Is it bad? Should you not try to do it? Should you intentionally try to do it? And so first off, I just want to ask Mary and have her tell you guys, like, how did John teach you to pull when you first started to lift? Did he teach you to intentionally pull back, or what are you thinking about?
No, I think anyone that's worked with John knows that when he teaches, he starts off with the basics. He wants you to absolutely pull straight up. That's why we do the coffee's pulls where you're holding it at the top, because the point is to try and make you pull completely vertically. And he's always said, you know, after a while of lifting, if you start to pull a natural way, that's fine, but we're going to teach you the optimal way, I guess, to pull straight up so that you're not losing it behind or whatever. So he definitely taught me to pull straight up and not to pull back at all.
Yeah, and something that'll happen over the course of a lifter's career, they'll acquire certain nuances, certain habits, things that their body just naturally picks up. And that's not to say that you can't also acquire bad habits, but over the past few years, I've had the pleasure of talking to a few different biomechanists. John Garhammer, the chief guy I want to talk about today. And Garhammer, if you guys have probably heard of force plate studies on where you should drive through on the feet on your pull. He's analyzed thousands of bar paths of the best weightlifters in the world. And he did take note of lifters who actually happen to pull back and jump back in their pulls. And something that he noted is that the shape of the bar path, if you guys are familiar with that little S-curve bar path that you see from the side, something that Garhammer noted from people that jump back, the curve is the exact same shape. The only difference is that it's tilted back slightly. So if you have that S shape of someone pulling straight up and then you just tilt it a little bit to the side, just rotate it, that's what the bar path of someone who jumps back looks like. So if you maintain that same bar path, if you're still minimizing that loop at the top of the pull, oh God, I'm about to kill us. If you're still minimizing that loop at the top of the pull while you're jumping back and the bar path is just tilted back, it's perfectly all right to do so. But it's not like for me and for Mary, neither of us are intentionally trying to jump back. We're not trying to pull back. And just another thing to note is Angel Spasov. He was a Bulgarian weightlifting coach back in the 70s and 80s, and he wrote a few articles in the IWF symposiums, if any of you are familiar with that. He actually noted that people who jump back, it almost seems like they tend to try to use their body weight as an advantage, like a little counterbalance to just add an extra little bit of pull at the top of the pull. And in his article, he was the first one to ever actually acknowledge that he didn't consider jumping back a technical fault, but he just felt like it was an individual characteristic of the pull. But it's so in short, jumping back is something you do see a lot at the higher tiered weightlifting meets, like the international meets, world championships, Olympics. But any coach that you come across teaches a vertical pull. It's not something you intentionally try to do, but you just kind of let it happen naturally.
Yeah, and I do want to say that after, like, if you're really, really tired, and like people tend to do it naturally, especially when they're tired. For instance, I do jump back when I pull in my snatches, but on a day that I'm like exceptionally tired, it's worse, and it's a problem, and it does become a problem because it's sloppy, and I'm tired, and I'm trying to pull around fatigued muscles essentially. So in that instance, it's not okay when it becomes sloppy and you're overcompensating, I think. But like in terms of just like when you're lifting correctly, when the technique is correct, but you're just naturally have a little bit of horizontal to your vertical pull, there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're standing straight up out of the bottom. I mean, if it's right in the slot, there's not much you can say about that.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, you can impart a little bit more force on a bar, like she was saying, like adding a little bit of a horizontal component to the pull, along with the vertical, of course, pulling the ground from the bar to overhead. But the main takeaway, you're pulling the bar from the ground to over your shoulders. So if you're jumping back and the bar is landing right over your shoulders and you're standing right up with it, that's fine. If you're jumping back and you're always missing the bar out in front, there may be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, you pull it from the ground to the overhead, stand up with it, that's a snatch. That's all there is to it.
Point is to get it overhead. That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
So hopefully that answers your guys' question. And if you have any questions for our next video besides why is Edward Baker such a tool and dropping barbells on plates sitting on the ground, please let us know.
That's a question I always have.
All right, thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, thanks.